Right, welcome back guys. Really quick video today. We're going to be looking back over the Tilley lamp, the Tilley Storm lamp, or for the nerds, the X246B Mark II. So yeah, it was about a year ago I did a full service on one of these things. So if you want to see that video, link downstairs or up in one of the corners. And yeah, go and check that out, because I broke it right down. I changed most of the seals and really showed you how it worked. But in this video, I'm just going to be firing it up to make sure it's still working correctly and fitting a new mantle. So let's get into it, put some fuel in and see if it burns just as well as it did when I did that service. So to fill these things up, they've got the pump at the front. Unscrews, and then with a little funnel with a filter in it, drop that in there. I've got some fresh paraffin in this old bottle, upgraded from the jam jar. Mike will be pleased. I'm just going to pour it as best as I can straight in there, like so. They hold up to around a pint, I think, maybe slightly more. But yeah, a little bit of drip. But get rid of that. Not bad. Once you've got your fuel in it, you want to take your preheated torch, put that on the base of the pipe. Close the mess jar. Had no end of comments, people saying, "Oh, you didn't close your mess jar. You're going to burn your house down." Light that up. So what that does now, sorry if I'm repeating information, but that is now heating up this part at the top, which is the hood. But inside the hood is what's called I think it's like the vaporizing chamber or something, and it's where the paraffin shoots up into and vaporizes. But in order for it to vaporize, it needs to be hot. So what we're doing is we're heating up the hood in order for it to work. This can take up to a minute, so if you think it's not hot enough, it is not hot enough. Anyone who's played around with Tilley lamps before knows that firing them up before they're hot is a mess. There's some smoke and soot and dust just being burnt off the top here now, so I know it's getting up to temperature. Right, I think it's up to temperature now. So, with the valve turned on, you want to give it some good heavy pumps to start the paraffin being forced up the vaporizer tube. And because of the flame of the preheater torch, it will catch and it should burn in what we call a Bunsen flame. So let's give it a go. So that's 20 good pumps, and I can see that it's burning and not spluttering and not all coming out the top. So now I can take the preheated torch out, blow that off. Don't dump it straight back in the mess while it's hot. Put it to the side to let it cool down. And you can see there now, it's burning really nicely. It's burning really clean. A few little sparks, a few little bits of carbon coming out of it, but it's not coughing and spluttering, so that's burning really well. So I don't want to let it heat up too much, because obviously I need to take the hood off to put a mantle on it. So now I know that it's burning all right, I'm just going to turn it off. Yeah, and then release the pressure out of the... So that's just cut it all right out now. So now I know that it's burning pretty smoothly and pretty cleanly. I can I have to wait for it to cool down, but I can then take the hood off and look to putting on a new mantle. So these are the mantles that Tilley lamps use. They're X mantle, and then as it says the part number there, 164X. So it's been about 10 minutes now, and there's still some heat in there, but I can hold my hand on the top and it's not hurting. So to take the hood off, you have to first take the bell handle off, and then take the hood off as one piece. So inside the top of the hood here, you can see where the vaporizer dome is, and then where the holes are, where it the flames all come out of. You see there's two notches. There's a notch on this part which is the bottom, because it's actually this way up. So this is the bottom, this is the top. Okay, there's a large ring and a small ring. So when we take our mantle, there'll be a large opening and a small opening. So we just open our mantle up, be careful not to damage it. Fluff it out a bit, and you'll see there's a larger ring and there's a smaller ring. So as I said, that larger ring goes on what is the top over that first bit. It's a bit fiddly, especially when it's still a little bit warm. And then the bottom ring just gets pulled over the bottom of the pipe. They're generally quite good, they're quite tight. And there we have it. So you might think, oh, it looks massive, it looks baggy. It does at the moment, but the idea is that when you've burnt all the coating off of this this mesh, it shrinks down to the size that it should be, and it will just sit lovely. So you want to try and sort of balloon it out a bit. You don't want it sort of bunched up. So that's looking pretty good now. It looks like a bit of a skirt. So I can put that back on now, making sure those top and bottom are still in position and hasn't slipped off. They're back on top of the vaporizer, and the bail handle can go back on. So now we have to repeat the lighting process. Take the preheater torch out, put it on. Make sure the thing's closed, no loose paraffin, and make sure the thing is on. Light the preheater torch, and what that will do, it will throw out a lot of smoke, but what all that's done is it's burnt off the coating that's on that mantle. So you'll think, oh god, it's gone all black and horrible, but what's happened is it's burnt the coating off on that mantle, and then it burns to a clean white flame when the paraffin starts burning through it. So you might have to repeat this heating process twice, because what you're doing is you're then burning the excess waste off of the mantle as well as preheating it. So what makes this really different to your gas lamps, mantles that you might need to burn in before you actually fire the thing up, is that this, you let the preheat torch do the burning for you. It doesn't always get right to the top on the first try, but that will go the more you preheat it and the more you fire out. So there might be one or two little sort of dull spots the first time you fire it up. Now you see that it's burnt most of the rubbish off. The mantle is back to a sort of half decent size, and in the shape that it sort of should be. And when I fire it up with the paraffin, it should form its final position. Right, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to fire it up. Make sure the thing's closed. Make sure it's on. And we're going for another few good pumps. A few more than 20. I started getting there and it wasn't quite going. You've heard it chuff a couple of times, so I just put a few more pumps in and it seemed to go. Take that out. So I don't know if you can tell, it's pulsing a little bit, but that's just where it's burning off the last of the soot and the rubbish that was on the mantle. So there we have it. It's burning, new mantle fitted, and absolutely no problem at all. Fired up first time, both times. So yeah, really pleased with that. It means I can get out tomorrow with the scouts, and there won't be any having to faff around trying to fit a mantle in the dark. So thank you very much for watching, guys. That's been really good to get that up and running. Tell me in the comments, what's your favourite lamp to use? I love the Tilley lamp. I also love the Fewer Hand, but to be honest, the Tilley is probably where my heart is. It brings back memories of my childhood camping in the Scouts. There's something about it. It's the smell, the sound, and just the sort of light it gives out. It's a nice, softish light without it being too overbearing. You can keep your Colemans, you can keep your gas lamps. For me, it's got to be the Tilley. So that's me all finished with that now. I'll put a video up here of the full service I did, and then I'll put another video here on me using the lamp. So check out either of those. Press this button for subscribing, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.